Stonewashed jeans, work jackets, full print tees, the clothes that have defined past generations are making a resurgence in schools nationwide. Whether scrolling through clothing apps or digging through distribution bins, students and teachers alike are searching for vintage attire. For English teacher Mr. Buchanan, the vintage trend began years ago.
So I started thrifting for myself in 2014 when I was in college. Goodwill was just like 2 blocks down the street, so I just walked down there, and anytime I was bored, I'd just go look for myself.
Mr. Buchanan started his online shop in 2017, selling on 6 different platforms with dreams of one day opening a storefront location. While profitable, it's not just about the money, but instead the passion he has for the clothes themselves, some of which date back to the 1930s.
I feel like there's such a better story with vintage. I have a special passion for it just because that's a time period that people want to know more about, and it's not really one that's taught that much in U.S. history.
With vintage and resale growing more mainstream, Brian follows suit, with students such as myself dressing themselves in decade-old clothing.
I've worked places where people didn't care that much about what they looked like, and coming here to Bryant, it's a big change. I noticed a lot of kids making a concerted effort to look nice every day, and a lot of kids are getting and diving into the vintage side of things and reused clothing and stuff from Goodwill.
Junior Destiny Boothia uses the medium of vintage clothing to display the different ages of the past.
Because I like the variety of how old the clothes are, and you kind of can dress up as the 90s, 60s, and you don't really get that from modern stores. I want to expand where I go to. I know there's a lot of good ones in Florida. My friend actually lives there, and she goes to these boutiques and stuff and finds fur coats that are much more cheaper than it would be in a high fashion place, so that's my go-to.
With 85% of modern clothing ending up in landfills, used clothing offers a cheaper and cleaner alternative to styling clothing with clothes that have stayed in style for decades. For the Bryant Buzz, I'm Liam Babbitt.